Everyone has a biggest turning point in their life. So what is the biggest turning point in our lives? I always thought that would be my career, for the rest of my life.
Wow, that is not how I see my future to be, man.
It actually feels pretty uncomfortable knowing that you might be still doing the same shit.
And I realized that there's an expiry to that career.
Goodbye, I'm leaving. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cafe Money, and today we have Benny, Qiuyu and Ken here today. And today's episode is a very special episode because it's the last episode for Cafe Money Season 1.
Season finale episode. Yeah. Wow, it's been a long journey, huh?
Yeah, it's been how many months?
Wow, I can't believe it. We were supposed to do like a pilot project for like 2 episodes.
We thought we did it for fun.
We did it for fun.
End up doing so many episodes. We enjoy doing this.
And of course, want to thank all of you guys for watching and supporting us so far.
And of course, with the end of this season, we also introduced to our Tumblr and our t-shirt. So do support us as well. It's a one-time launch, one time only, and we'll see you very soon in the next video, right? So let's go back to the topic for today, which is struggles and the biggest life-changing turning point, right? Yeah. So let's cover a few, but I'm not too sure about what you guys feel about your turning point. Do you guys have any like big financial or life turning points?
My biggest turning point was going on a date with Qiuyu.
How did that turn your life around?
Look, we got a picture together. Where is it? I think we can flash the picture here.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good day and a date.
So Qiuyu, do you think it's possible between both of us?
We got like 4 people before you. Just kidding.
But at least we have our couple t-shirt. So
Lamppost. For those who don't know, lamppost is a way of local saying for like third party.
Third party.
Yeah. Anyway, so Qiuyu,
Yes.
life turning point.
Actually, I know exactly when is the moment in my life. I would say it is not something that is very bad that happened that caused my life to change, or rather it's just a very simple moment in my life, right, that really resulted in whatever happened after that, that caused a really very drastic change in my entire life, almost like a 360-degree change. And that moment is when I met Benny. I think it was 2019. Oh my gosh, it's like
18, I don't know.
yeah. So just a few years ago, and I met him, and one thing led to another. Because I met him and I spoke to him, and he is one of the reasons why I left my teaching job.
MOE, don't come after me.
At that point in time, I have been teaching for about like 6 to 7 years in a very stable career in teaching in Singapore, and I always thought that would be my career, for the rest of my life. And I was actually on a good path in my career and waiting for a promotion to happen, and then Benny happened. And because of Benny, right, I left the service of where I was very comfortable in and changed job. And the truth is this, when he kind of hired me into the company, right, I don't even know what I'm going to be hired for, to do what. It was like, now I think back, it's kind of like a blur. And then I just decided to take that leap of faith, to believe him and join the company, not knowing what I can do and what I can contribute in and what the company can do for me, and I just jump into the new job. And why I say that it leads to a lot of other things is because of that, Cafe Money was born like now here.
Yeah, fast forward today, you are a multiple property owner, you are a business owner, you are a YouTube, host as well. So kudos to you, man. Long way for you, huh?
Yeah, so awesome. I remember that moment in time, the turning point of my life is actually meeting Benny.
I'm gonna claim a meal for me.
Okay, I give you 2. I think what really is the change is the entire mindset and lifestyle that I have to be able to let go of what I thought I was very comfortable in, and to let go of that comfort and really jumping into something so uncomfortable. right now and really go all in into doing something new. And almost every day I'm trying something new and I'm doing something new every day, and the challenge already becomes like a norm.
The funny thing is, let's say you look back, knowing what you know now, and you are still doing the same job as previously, it actually feels pretty uncomfortable knowing that you might be still doing the same shit.
Yes, you are right. You are right. Oh my gosh. Yes, because I'm so used to the challenge and the discomfort every day. Knowing that it's going to be comfortable for the rest of my life is super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Does it even make sense?
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, those people who are in it, like whatever they're doing right now, and they don't make a change of environment, they do feel very comfortable, but it's like, like a frog boiling in water. They do not know. Yeah, so it feels like that. So if you knowing what you know today, you actually feel very uncomfortable in that pot of boiling water.
Yeah, and of course after that it leads to a lot of other opportunities for myself, a lot of different exposures that I know I would never be able to get it if I were to stay in where I was. And I thought that was a very big turning point in my life when I met Benny just that few years ago. What about you, Benny? What is your story?
I got two. I start with one. I kind of don't know what is my biggest turning point anymore, but I remember two.
What, every day you turn?
Yeah, Benny seems to be turning every day. but that's part
I
of
lead
being
a
a
very very dynamic life. I would just call it a more positive word, right? So, but I think the incident that came to my mind for this video is the first one where I was in my military career. So I remember clearly one morning, my warrant officer in Singapore, we call them Encik. My warrant officer came to us when I was a junior, I think corporal who haven't even had my sergeant rank. I was in a warrant officer scheme. And he said to me this, he said, guys, look at me, you all should thank me for my contribution to the nation. I'm like, when I woke up, my daughter is still asleep. And when I'm going to go home tonight, she's already asleep. I don't even see her. Look at how much I sacrificed for this country. I'm like, wow, that is not how I see my future to be, man. So even before I got my 3 stripes, we call it sergeant rank, and I was already a regular, it was just a full-time military man, not just conscription. Like, I really have a career there. I decided to leave the service after that speech. The moment, because I say, you know what, why am I going to lead a life where I can't even see my daughter and my
I think
my
his speech was supposed to be inspiring to all of you to say that, you guys got to sacrifice for the country.
Yeah, exactly.
But it did the reverse for you.
Especially knowing Singapore, we will never get into any war. I mean,
literally a turning point for you.
I turned like, bye-bye. That's the end of my career, right? So which leads me to seeing other options, trying out more stuff, and really being who am I today.
I got 2 turning points in my life. The first one was discovering that money grows. It like blew my mind because I'm so used to working for money.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I'm like, that was like so long ago, but hey, my money can grow. And it kind of like, that was the first notch in the right direction. Then I realized a lot of rich people grow their money. It's like even through a business, they leverage on other people's like time or whatever it is, leverage on other people's skill. They invest their money through a business, whatever it is, they grew their money.
Yeah.
So I realized no matter how hard I work, I can be taking on 3 jobs, and I did take on 3 jobs at one time. I remember I was a bartender in Raffles Hotel.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, you are a bartender?
Yeah, in the earlier days.
The bar would have been full now, man. Chicken gang.
The chicken gang bar. And I realized that no matter how many jobs I do, there's only that limited amount of time I have to make money.
How do you realize like money grow? Like, was there an investment that you made, or you saw someone did like some move, or like?
I have pretty bad memory, but I do remember my investments doing very well, and I also do remember the number of times my investment went south. So I do remember a lot of events at one time. I still do remember like having a rental property. Like, even though I rent out just a small property, I understand that money makes money. That's kind of somehow like sit in like. Obviously, because we are born without exposure, I mean, our education systems are not expose us to like making money.
Financial literacy is not there.
It's not around. It also helps a lot that I always ask myself, why am I doing certain things? Like I'm asking myself why.
Yeah.
Why am I doing Cafe money? Is it for the greater good? Yes, I continue doing it. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? I'm always asking myself. And if I cannot answer that question, probably I'll stop doing it. One very simple thing. I used to have this. I have my own studio like back. So I was thinking like, why can't I only use one cleaner for everything? And nobody could come out the right answer. So I still had to buy like multiple cleaners, like one for the dishwasher, one for this, one for that, instead of one. So I'm always asking myself why and always questioning the status quo.
Well, isn't that true? Like, I think everyone would have an experience. I hope you guys have it as well, where money makes money. Yeah, I mean, like because it's so our paradigm. Like, you're destined to find a job if you are in school. Like, you're destined. Someone told you this somehow. You know, like no such thing as money making money for you.
Especially
right?
in Singapore, I think the education system is kind of meant to make Singaporean studies and end up being a worker. Nothing wrong with that, but the idea of entrepreneurship, right, only comes out recent years in the MOE, I don't know what they call it, the mission that they were saying, to...
Is there entrepreneurship in
entrepreneurial spirit is what they want to inculcate in the education system right now in Singapore. I thought that was good. And that was exactly what I told my vice principal when I was about to leave the service. Okay, here's what I say to him. Because he was telling me, why are you leaving? The kids love you. You are doing a good job. You should stay in the service, blah, blah, blah. And then I said this, you know what? MOE says, Ministry of Education in Singapore says that, we need to inculcate entrepreneurial spirit in the kids. But how am I going to inculcate entrepreneurial spirit if I stay in the same job for more than 10 years, 20 years for the rest of my life, right? And I got no stories to tell the kids.
That's why I'm leaving.
No choice. That's why he cannot.
That's why I quit.
That's why I say goodbye. I'm leaving.
Mind you guys, that Singapore teachers are one of the best paid in the world. For Qiuyu to make a decision to leave a very promising career where she's already performing well, I don't think it's an easy decision.
Good job, you did a good job.
To learn how to force people to quit to join you, find out from Benny Ong. I wouldn't dare to say if I have a prosperous educational career, I will leave. I don't know, given another life, it's easy for me to say now that I won't be, right? But it's really very good pay,
But kudos to all the teachers who are staying in the service. I'm not telling you that you should quit your job.
Anyway, so going back to us and our biggest turning point, right?
Okay, you have another story to tell, right?
I do have. Yeah.
Sure.
Very interesting one.
Tell us.
Prior to all these world business, entrepreneurship, property investment, crap, and all this big stuff that people think is damn cool, right? I was a wedding photographer. Till today, people still frown upon me being that's my first career, which I'm very proud. People say, he's just a wedding photographer, but
it's so horrible. People are still saying that is 10 years plus of.
No, but the thing is, I don't even.
You don't even feel that it's something to be ashamed of.
Is there people saying that?
Yeah. He's just a wedding.
He's just a wedding photographer. He can't be teaching business.
Hey, for those people who say that, just to let everybody know, I have a PhD. Yeah, Polytechnic halfway dropout. Come, shoot me down.
So I mean, it's really strange because I really like the career. I don't see any issues, right? But anyway, but I quit that career maybe 6 years ago in my own practice, my own business. But I remember there was one wedding, which is not possible in this modern world right now, where I was having flu.
Okay.
It was flowing down non-stop. I had a shaft tissue paper up my nose, so I will swallow my mucus for the next 5-6 hours, because you'll be very unsightly, if it's flow out, right? So I've been swallowing mucus and I was sick. I was popping Panadol every 3 hours, just to survive that wedding, right? And that day, right, I crashed for the next 3 days at home, and I realized that there's an expiry to that career. Time exchange for money, and I don't think I can do back-to-back weekends wedding as I get older in my life. I clearly remember after that wedding, I told myself, hey, you know what? I need a different or another plan or add-on plan to my life, because doing this alone might have good active income comparing to I have more time. By the way, guys, I only shoot on the weekend, edit a few days on the weekday. I have super good ratio of time, right? So my time and money ratio is quite good, but it's expiring and it's still exchanging time for money, and no wedding couple would accept a replacement photographer because they hire me for my skill, nobody else, right? So I was stuck there, and that was the day I decided to start exploring. After many downs, obviously, I came back up again into where am I today. But that I remember that wedding changes my life.
But this other story is going to be very unrelatable to a lot of people, and you might not even understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm just going to put it out there. You know, for the past 1 year, I have another like turning point in my life. You know, the turning point is I used to think that, you know, you start companies and I mean it's really what you go. You start a company, you build a business, you take so much effort to have a revenue of $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I understand the steps going that. But knowing what I know today, I wouldn't even start doing it because after a while it becomes a slave to the company. You're like stuck, and you know the lifespan of every company, there's always a certain amount of limit, especially a lot more lesser for companies not going listing. It kind of like drops off, plateaus off very quickly. These days, my big epiphany from the connections that I have and by meeting people of a lot more higher level than me, I'm just so grateful to understand that money is damn easy. I say this with as less cocky as I can as possible, but you know, 10 million, 20 million, like that, it comes. Yeah, but I think at the highest game that people play out there, the biggest problem is not money, it's more on money allocation. A few $100 million, so what are you going to do? You will feel like a VC, something like that at that level. Money is easy, it comes anytime. Like let's say, for example, let's say I want to step out of retirement, I want to do I'll travel the world, relax, come back. And if I were to restart something, right, the projects I'll be doing will be worth like $100 million, $20 million, minimum $20 million to start this project and do development, do whatever it is. But I will not be playing that game that for even entrepreneurs, like the entrepreneurs, they play that 90% of the game, like 90% of the game. I don't play that game anymore. I play the 10% game. I don't even know how to put it to words, but I know exactly what I'll do if I have to come back from that. So that's my biggest turning point. I used to think that raising capital to start a company and all this is very difficult. It takes a lot of time. I think, Benny, you know that you went through that road. But now I come from a space where I got hell a lot of money. And it's not my money, don't get me wrong, I'm not like freaking billionaire rich status, but the game I will be playing next will be money is easy, so where is the allocations going? Yeah, and where will my time most effectively work? So that it comes from a very different level of. So this is my latest, like within the past 1 year, kind of epiphany, like mixing around with people. I was also part of a company that I kind of like helped grew from 10 million to 100 million revenue. Like so that kind of stuff changes my whole thought process on scaling, on what money means anymore.
It's very scary to say this, but it's not wrong that money is easy, because if you go on the perspective of money is hard, you think about hard ways to make money, and the real truth is it's not about get rich quick scheme and all that. You know, some of our previous episodes we talk about cash flow, some of the strategies, and also if you really understand how to add value to people around you, build good networks, right? If you were to activate them to do something, right, it's not that hard. I mean, look at some of the episodes we talk about property investment and all that as well. You know, like people can really easily start from nothing. If they have the skills, they have the hard work, they have the connection, they have the deal on table, money will come, because there are more people having money allocation issue than anything else. Yeah. So they just don't know where to deploy.
You're talking about the peak of the table up there. So you're working with these people right on top. So their biggest problem is money allocation. Yeah. And you have access to them. Oh my God, it's easy, man. Money is really very easy. Just allocation is one of the hardest things that I could. It goes on to my head constantly. So let's say you give me 100 million, what am I going to do? I constantly think about that. Like, yeah.
It's a stress anyway.
Yeah, it's stress. There's too much money. What are you going to do with it? And if you don't know how to grow that money, you are screwed, you know. Like you can grow 10 to 100, now what? You know, like wow. Like Warren Buffett on his level, he managed to grow to like a few $100 billion. Now what's he going to do with 100 billion? He's also like, what? He even at Warren Buffett's level, he's lost, like what to do.
Qiuyu, what about your life experience? Do you have any
My life experience.
that why are you this investment woman now?
Oh, okay. I don't think that's okay. Then it wouldn't be any particular event that happened in my life. It's just maybe my upbringing. Like I think maybe in my earlier episode we have mentioned a little bit about that. So my mom is always making ends meet. Okay, so she's quite calculated. She has to be calculative with money, and also I think I grew up knowing that I don't want to be worry about every dollar and cents that I'm spending. I just want to be able to buy whatever I want to buy, not being spendthrift, but to be able to, live a life where I don't have to worry so much about money. I think that really shifted my mindset a lot. And I think because of that, I know that working with a salaried employee under MOE, under whatever, and in the government sector or civil servant or even in any industry,
Private,
right? Or private, right? You know what is your wealth progression, kind of. You can calculate, right, at this age or these few years, what is my salary, how much I'm going to earn, and so on and so forth. And I think at the back of my mind, I already know that it's not going to be sufficient for myself when I'm going to retire, and if I want to stop work, or if I want to have a certain kind of lifestyle. So with that, I know that I need to make my money grow. So I don't know how there isn't any particular event in my life that I know I need to make my money grow, but I know I need to make my money grow, and that is how I stumble upon different investments. So I started off with property and then stocks. Yeah.
I think last but not least, right, want to ask you guys as well, especially for Ken, right? I mean, we've been building Cafe Money for last few months. You have been doing YouTube for years, right? 2 years at
2
least.
years, yeah.
So what is your biggest takeaway from this YouTube journey of yours? Like, what is your biggest takeaway?
Actually, through YouTube, I would recommend anybody, like that day doing our date with my date with Qiuyu. I mean, my take with that is that whatever you do, you have a personal branding behind yourself, because again, the company lifespan is only that amount. I'm just being very practical to everybody and just always having the most difficult conversations, which is what I like, because a lot of people don't dare to have it. And so what happens after that? So you need to have a personal branding. Like for most people, let's say if you're employees, I think LinkedIn is a pretty good place. I have this donkey friend. I was telling her he friends every single HR person, and he's a very good LinkedIn profile, and just because of that, he's being poached everywhere he goes.
Wow.
Yeah. He's high salary paid. So I mean, if you are not in that kind of sector, let's say you're in the private sector, you want to build a personal brand, you get hired easily, you get jobs easily, whatever it is, it's easy for you to move on to the next step. The company may close, but you can move on together with the same people, the same friends, the same company to do another thing. Because after all, you work together before, you are comfortable and you know who works best with you. Yeah, so personal branding is very important, and YouTube kind of helped me in my personal branding to build better connections up there. And I realized that connections is one of the most important thing in life. Quality connections. Quality connections. Not any people.
True.
I've met billionaires who are total shit ass. They talk about me also. Me. They talk about me. Just a mindset. But then again, that is the one out of the many I met. So probably never met again. Yeah. So connections is outright most important.
I think so too. A lot of people think it's a fair world, but I think it's a network world.
It's a network world.
Yeah.
And as we are talking about this biggest turning point in our life, I realized that actually most of our turning points are turned to something better. Right? And so I'm just going to say this, this turning point, you can see it as an opportunity that happens to you, or you can create this opportunity to make a turning point happen to yourself.
So in Tony Robbins' word, it's this thing happens to you or for you, right? Because if you see it happening for you, then you see as an opportunity of what's the silver lining, what's the learning behind it, and what could you have grasped from this experience, right?
Yes.
So Qiuyu, being a very new YouTuber yourself, right?
Huh?
Yeah. You have this few months experience under your belt. So what's your biggest takeaway from this whole YouTube journey?
Biggest takeaway? I think it's quite fun. I think the biggest takeaway is I think I don't know what if it's considered a takeaway. I just think it's really very fun, especially every week when the video is posted. I like to read everybody's comment and see what people are thinking. And I think the biggest takeaway is thousands of people can watch the same video, but their takeaway is always very different.
So Benny, so what's your biggest takeaway from doing YouTube? And you see your subscriber grow from 0 all the way to over 10,000.
I would say that I'll credit none of these viewers, particularly to me. I think definitely it's very clearly is leverage of Ken. I will be honest, you know, I mean, definitely give us a good stepping stone to start this journey. But one of my biggest takeaway is knowing Ken much more deeper level. We are friends outside of this whole YouTube video world, right? Like we are not friends. We are legitly like normal friends who
I hate Benny.
But like I realize how real he is in front of the camera and off the camera, because especially now we are doing a channel together, right? I can really see that you are like the freaking same human, which is very irritating because you know people always say, oh, just be authentic, you'll get audience, right? You know, it's so hard to understand until you're part of a journey. Like right now I'm in the journey with Ken, right? And it's really true, like he speaks like this off camera. Is so scary. Like if you guys would meet him, right, he speaks like this off camera.
Like I started off as a fangirl, okay guys. I was watching Chicken Genius and was a fangirl, and the first time I met him, he's literally like from the video coming out real life exactly the same.
Yeah, it's very scary. So I think authenticity really plays a big part in this journey to sustain, right?
But what's for you to gain, like personally, like what do you gain out of this whole YouTube journey? Like just sharing. Because maybe you guys out there might want to start your own YouTube channel or what.
Oh.
Like, so what's your own personal like?
So I started my YouTube channel 2017 actually. So I followed Gary V and I did like a series of 5-10 video. I have a 4 vlog series in my Facebook page, and I failed miserably because too hard to chew, too many moving parts. I bite at the hardest pie, which is like Gary V style of vlogging with using Casey Neistat formula, right? With like, you know, like all the B-rolls and everything else, right? All the like super. So it was so tough for me to sustain, right? What I learned from this journey is really take a passion and do it in a fashion, right, where it's sustainable and small enough is cool. Like for us, we launch once a week. I know every audience will want us to have 2 episodes a week. We know it's better for the algorithm in terms of subscriber count to have 2 a week as well. Easily, the momentum will catch on. We will have easily be 25 or even exponentially higher right now. Easily also, if we fulfill our first mission of every episode talking about what you guys want to invest and we buy, sell, you know, some of the key things that we started off, all this smart plan, we will be at least 50k subscriber of the interaction and hacking the algorithm. But that wouldn't have last because we all have our own life and our own business, right? So really find a pace, find a style, find a format, right, that you enjoy doing. Like Cafe Money is like, it's easy for us. We have to brainstorm with our ideas, but it seems like a fun project, right?
Yeah.
So I think the fun part is so important.
Yeah, just when we meet outside Cafe Money, whatever the conversation we are having now is exactly the way we talk off camera.
Grossly enough, yeah, usually the same, yeah. So I think I totally forget the fun part, especially as an entrepreneur, because of optimization, you know, but so important in this journey that you want to have fun with people that you want to live with, so that when you moved on to your next afterlife, you feel glad that you at least spend this time building something with people you love than entertaining people for the sake of like views, likes, money, fame, and like business.
I found a life tip that I would like to share. Actually, this is something that's from my dad. He told me something. Find something that you can do consistently. Like no matter you want to start something, before you even like start the thing, most people let's start this YouTube, they go on full on, they blast. So the graph, the peak energy, but after a while it goes like that.
Yeah.
Then why the point put that in? So like let's say for example, if I start gym, I'm just doing like reformer Pilates and whatever I do, even I do YouTube, whatever things I do, I ensure there is continuity. So I ask myself, can I do this every week? Can I do this every day if it's a daily activity? Yeah. Whatever it is, you got to ask yourself, can I do it? And it's not the big like boom, like sudden success. You see a lot of social influencers, they get the million views, after that it dies down, like dies down.
Many.
But and you do not want to be that kind of influencer. I rather have that consistent climb, that learning journey, and whatever it is, be it going to the gym, eating well, whatever it is, make it consistent. And if you're able to consistent do it, I think this is one of the best things I've ever done in my life, and that's consistent. That has changed my life.
It's just like building muscles, right? If you want to go to the gym, you want to build muscles, it's the best way is to do it slow and steady, and over time, then the muscle is sustainable. If you are like just putting a lot of effort just within that short period of time, you're going to hurt yourself, and then you're going to stop.
That's why they say the best camera is the camera that's always with you.
Yeah.
Because only if you hold it, you will take photo, right? Yeah. And Qiuyu, would you like to make a decoration? Because Ken say if you make open decoration, right, you're very successful in life. So today you are in a process, right? Would you like to share what are you doing and encourage our viewer to?
Okay, hello everybody. Okay, so after much encouragement from the both of them, and of course the team behind the camera, Juno and all, right, they have been encouraging me to start my own YouTube channel so that you guys can learn more about my life, my personal life, what I do for work, for business, and whatever, anything that's happening. So I will be starting my own YouTube channel. So if you guys like, you guys can click somewhere to like and subscribe so you can watch me, more of me.
Awesome, right?
More,
if you guys
more.
want to watch more of Qiuyu, comment type more at the bottom, right? That's a favorite word. Okay. Anyway, so with that, I think we have a wholesome season. I think it's an amazing experience. Have a good fun and a good holiday, Ken, it's all going to be good, right? And we can't wait to come back with season 2 once again, guys. So please still subscribe to us. Stay tuned for the next Cafe Money video. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.